Well, good morning. Welcome to the morning report. Again, we're back in the car. Well, we're working or getting ready to go to work anyway. And this is how we're going to have to do it today. The second GOP debate was last night. Now, I've already told you that I don't think this is a really good debate format. It's what they have. It sucks, but it's what they have, and that's what they call it. But it's not what I'm concerned with today. And I want to see what you're concerned with. How you look at this kind of stuff. Normally, this is a soundbite fest. And whoever wins the soundbite fest, quote, wins, end quote, the debate. Especially when we start talking about, what the media, the pundits, say with who won. Well, there's no points. Well, what do you mean who won? There's no point system. This is like gymnastics. The point system. What you think that vault was a good vault, or are you have your reasons why that parallel bars routine was either a 9.6 or a 9.7. His opinion. So there's no winning, and I think that we do ourselves a horrific disservice in the theater of ideas. I'm watching for traffic. By trying to pin a winner or a loser on these television events. I think we do ourselves a horrific disservice by that. I think that the best that anybody can do in these television events that they call debates is try to dig out if someone is saying anything of substance that can be applied. That can be applied. I could show up there in the next debate and say all the things that you want me to say. Every single one of them. I know what they are. And if I know what they are, so does Tim Scott, so does Nikki Haley, so does Vivek Ramaswamy, so does Doug Burgum. Everybody knows what to say. What's applicable? What can be done? Now, the other side, the other crappy side about all this is the questions are asked in such a ridiculous manner that they only, at the very best, could spark some, again, platitudes. Now, Tim Scott talked about platitudes. Well, you know what? While spouting platitudes. And I like Tim Scott. I think he's a great person, and I think that he's done a heck of a job. I do. I like Tim Scott. But it's the thing that sucks. Now, I don't hate the players, but I hate the game. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Oh, I do. I hate the game. And the question that sent me absolutely freaking over the edge, I was not. I saw someone do this yesterday. What I mean is somebody was in the turn lane to go left and then decided they wanted to go straight and just moved out of the turn lane to the... You've seen that, right? You're like, did you not know where you're going? Anyway, I was just over it. I had to turn it off. Chris Christie was asked about a government shutdown, and if the government shuts down, who should be blamed? And then Chris Christie said, well, everybody who's in Washington. And then I lost it. My comment on government shutdowns is this. If there is not money to do what you said you're going to do, then do what every business in the world does that is not government sponsored. Shut it down. Shut it down. Now, that's a misnomer as well, isn't it? This is more media BS. Because you know what? Those people, they use that phrase, shut down, to frighten people, to make it sound worse than it ever has been. Because guess what? People in the military get paid. People who are on Social Security get their checks. People who are on public assistance, whatever they're calling it now, they get their checks. People who are on food stamps, they get their food stamps. All the entitlement programs get funded. Every single one. And those people who are working in non-essential areas. So how do you have a government that's $20 trillion in debt, but still operating departments that are non-essential? That's the question that everybody needs to ask. How in the hell do you have a government who's $20 trillion in debt, but still operating departments that are considered non-essential? That's the question that ought to be asked. And that's the question that ought to be answered. Don't you think? Don't you think? That's the question. Not who's going to be blamed. My question would be, how do you have a government, excuse me, Chris Christie, how do you have a government that's $20 trillion in debt, but still has what it considers non-essential departments? That means departments that if they weren't there, the government would run. How is that possible? And why do we continue this practice? For what reason? And then your answer is correct. Blame everybody. But there's only one fix. And for some people, it'll be painful. If you can operate the government without the Department of Education, then the Department of Education has to close and go away. Sell the buildings, sell all the desks, the computers, the pencils, everything. Sell it all. Put it up for auction. If you can operate the government without the Environmental Protection Agency, it has to go. If you can operate the government without the Department of Energy, then it has to go. If you can operate the government without Parks and Recs, it has to go. Especially if you are $20 trillion in debt. What the hell? Not rattle on about all the stuff they rattle on about. It's BS. Who won? Who cares? Who's losing? We are. We're losing. We're getting crushed. It's like the Miami Dolphins and the Denver Broncos. Yeah, that game was 70-20, by the way. Jeez. Who's to blame for the shutdown? What shutdown? When she said shutdown, his answer should have been, what shutdown are you referring to? The employees that get furloughed get paid for the time they were off. So what have you saved? Think about it. What have you saved? maybe a little electricity for air conditioning or heating or whatever. They get paid their salary of the time they weren't there. It's a paid vacation. It may cause them some struggle in the meantime because you were expecting to get paid Friday and you're not going to get paid Friday maybe, but you will get all that money. You will. So what have you saved? I know. Nothing. Some people stopped working for a while and got behind, but that's all they did. And especially, it doesn't matter because they were in non-essential jobs. And you paid them anyway. And you talk about a shutdown like planes are going to fall out of the damn sky, and they're not, because the FAA is going to continue to operate. I hate these people so much. I hate these people so much. And seriously, folks, until you and I are ready to ask these questions in the way that I'm proposing you them today, right now, while you're watching this, these folks will continue to do the same things. Doesn't matter if they're Republican, doesn't matter if they're Democrat, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. The media will continue to use these phrases that don't mean anything, that have zero meaning, or worse, that are just the opposite of what they actually mean, to manipulate, divide. We're going to have to do something different. Now, you can't do something different unless you can think differently. We're going to have to ask different questions and expect answers. Well, let me change that terminology. Expect solutions. When I was working in the public school system, I figured out, because I worked in the math department, I figured out that answers were easy. Solutions is what we're looking for. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. 1 + 1, I can say 1 + 1 what's an answer? 75. Wait a minute, that's not the answer. It's an answer. It's a wrong answer. It's an answer. But I wasn't looking for an answer. I was looking for a solution. And we have been accepting answers, and especially answers that made us feel good, as opposed to solutions that don't necessarily make us feel good. As you can see, this morning it's early and I'm a little riled up. And I'm riled up without coffee. I'm going to get me some. I'm going to get me some Java Juice because I need me some Java Juice. In any case, thank you ever so much for tuning in to the Morning Report. We appreciate you. We are getting up there. 650 subscribers. If you like what we do here, if you like how we approach things, please subscribe, share, comment, and click that link to buy me a cup of coffee. That'd be awesome. So until we see you again, go out there and learn something, love somebody, and for goodness sakes, take care of yourself. We will see you when we see you. Bye-bye now.